you present your submission now, we'd appreciate that.
O tēnā koutou katoa. Ko hana nei taka ingoa, tangata tiriti. This is a term coined by Sir Edward Tauhakure during 1989 when he was chair of the Waitangi Tribunal. He referred to non-Māori as tangata tiriti, those who belong to the land by right of Te Tiriti o Waitangi. And he noted that without the treaty, they wouldn't have a lawful presence in such numbers nor any legitimate political role. My partner is of Ngāti Rangi, tangata whenua, people of the land, and together we have 4 children, all of Ngāti Rangi Waikapapa. While my ancestors come from France, Germany, Scotland, Orkney Isles, our children know that culture, know that history, but we choose to live in this land, and that choice brings with it responsibilities and obligations. This land is based on a covenant by which the first people, the people of the land, tangata whenua, negotiated with the Crown the model for a unified nation. I give that background firstly because I believe that like a relationship, a personal relationship, that Te Tangata Tiriti, that Te Tiriti o Waitangi is a living document that is fundamental to the way that we live our lives, both personally, professionally, politically and publicly. And so, speaking on behalf of Ngā Waihua Paerangi, you will have seen in the submission our 4 principles that guided our settlement to uphold the spirit of the treaty. Where the Crown goes, so too does Ngāti Rangi, acknowledging the mana motuhake of Ngāti Rangi and the restoration of a cultural, economic, familial, environmental, social base. So why are we so concerned to oppose this bill? We believe that the treaty settlement followed decades of advocacy and action by our whānau, many not here to enjoy the fruits of the work. And we are doing all we can to meet those obligations. But as part of that, the principles of their participation were that Ngāti Rangi would live longer, healthier, more independent lives, a 1,000-year plan, if you like. Te Tiriti o Waitangi obligations and principles underpin our approach to whānau ora. They underpin the way in which we do our work every day. And so the principles by which our organisation bases our contribution to the community, the economy and the wider nation is about mana wakahaere. So we are stewards as tangata tiaki over health and well-being of our people. Mana motuhake, Māori self-determination, exercising authority. Mana tangata, the principle of equity, that the Crown has to commit to achieving health outcomes for Māori and contributing to Māori wellness. And mana Māori, the principle of active participation, active protection, ensuring that Māori can live as Māori, as well as the principle of options, requiring the Crown to provide for and properly resource kaupapa Māori. Over the last 25 years, since the introduction by the late Dame Tariana Turia of He Korowai Oranga, my work, the work of thousands of hauora providers, iwi entities, Māori organisations, has been guided by these principles. They acknowledge the engagement, the design, the delivery of Māori as being co-designers with the Crown, not consulted after the event. Those principles dictate our terms of engagement, just as the principles by which my partner and I negotiate our relationship based on living in this land, so too is every aspect of our work. And yet what the Tribunal found with this bill, and in particular the approval of Principle 2 under the Seymour Bill, was that it was an outright breach of the principles of rangatiratanga, kawanatanga, partnership and active protection. I know that you want some time for questions. I wanted to bring whānau ora into this debate in respect of the late Dame Tariana, but also that her life was about ensuring that we could thrive through the protection of Māori well-being, of the right to equity for Māori and health outcomes, and that Māori participation is absolutely critical into ensuring long-living, thriving whānau. Political manipulation of our base covenant shouldn't be misused as a party political manifesto designed to capture votes. The exorbitant cost of this exercise, the disruption of goodwill, the ridiculous sham of exposing the nation to a bill that was pronounced dead months before the call for public submissions is inexplicable. We have to move forward as a nation, honour the promises made by all our ancestors, correct injustices of the past if we are to lay the groundwork for an equitable future. Kia ora.
Kia ora, Helen. Thank you for your submission. I hope for the sake of your relationship, you don't need the court to interpret the terms of your partnership. But we'll go to some questions now. We'll start with Debbie Ngārewa Paaka, then Todd, and then Steve.
Tēnā koe te tiamana. A tautai ngami, kei a koe te tuakana, a ngami i te wā pauri, mō tā tātou whanaturia a hoki. My question to you is, and acknowledge all the mahi and the moemoeā of Ngāti Rangi, why do you think this bill, the Treaty Principles Bill, has been kept alive for 6 months?
My view is that it distracts us from the other 28 pieces of legislation where the treaty principles are going to be deleted. My view is that this has been a costly exercise which spearheads and galvanises the action of Māori against this bill. But in the meantime, there are so many other bills that require close scrutiny, oranga tamariki, the work around the resource management, the conservation estate. And so that's my particular perspective, that the bill has been kept alive in an effort to reduce the spotlight on some of the other legislation.
Thank you, Helen. A question from Todd, then, Steve.
Yeah, and thank you for your presentation this afternoon. I just want to go to pages 6 and 7 of your submission. I want to thank you for actually going through the clauses of the bill and actually having a response. Just in regards to Principle 3, or might be regarded as clause or Article 3 of the treaty, what do you think that principle should be, or how do you think that article should be reflected? Because you say it has no resemblance, but you don't actually go on to say what you think it should say.
was my basic tenet, is that we don't need to redefine what already is determined by the way in which we do our work, that the current principles is defined by the Waitangi Tribunal, defined by the court, and the articles of the treaty embody the spirit of partnership that we believe is enmeshed in that notion of active participation, protection, and partnership. So I didn't want to provide a contrary verse because I already believe that we have it.
Thank you. Thank you, Todd. And Steve.
Yeah, thank you for your submission. Your quotes in your Ngāti Rangi deed of settlement, the Crown apology, that it is sincerely remorseful, that it is not treating Ngāti Rangi as the friend and ally you have always been. For all of the harm this has done to your sacred connection with Mātua Te Mana and the waterways of your rohi, the Crown unreservedly apologises. Above all, it is with profound remorse that the Crown admits that it has not honoured Ngāti Rangi's partnership with the Crown under Te Tiriti o Waitangi. And with respect and integrity that you deserve, the Crown humbly apologises. How do you feel that the acts of this Parliament and this government presently are consistent with the authenticity, supposedly, of that apology?
It is not consistent with a meaningful and effective apology. I believe the courts have referred to the treaty as an embryo. It's rather than a fixed set of ideas that we continue to develop it, to discuss it in relation to the changing circumstances of our life. And that withstands the vagaries of time. It withstands political opportunism. But we can't do that if we don't keep to a full and final settlement, which is the words of the settlement. The apology had to mean something. We believed it meant everything that you have said, that you repeated to us, that direct apology for the past failings shouldn't open our government up to another episode.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Helen. That's the end of the time for the submission.
Now, just for those who may have got the first shot, we got this as well. Oh my God, is that Pauline Hanson? But no, it's not. And maybe Pauline Hanson could take actually a lesson from Helen on how to be a decent, respectful, non-racist politician.
A good redhead.
Yes, yeah.
Helen's actually a friend of mine on Facebook, and I used to work with her in one of the organisations I worked with, Zero Hunger Collective. So it was good just to come back on and see her blazing. And one of the questions I want to ask: are you running this at double speed?
1.5 times.
It's good because it's faster. It's faster, but it's audible, so yeah, it's a good speed to run it at.
Yeah, it's so we can compress as much footage with commentary in there. And put it this way, we're a bit behind on what we had planned tonight.
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, we're trying to compress 10 hours of footage in 7 hours with commentary. Yeah.
Like I came on earlier today and I had to go off and do other things, and I've just come back in, and I'm impressed that you're still running at a fast pace. So well done, team.
Oh, you weren't here at 5 o'clock then.
Yeah, you didn't see me try to host the show.
Should we just say Ethernet cables are the best thing? And I'm very tempted to get a song on Sono to go, I want my Ethernet cable. I need it back or something, Considering they do that, considering somebody does bring up some good voice ones.
Put it this way, my failing is a good advert for Ethernet cables. They can set in the check.
We might need to have like, why you need to cable things. It's like, and use what went wrong.
I'm one of these computer technicians, so I understand technical problems.
Oh yeah, and it's amazing how many people just use wireless. It's like, no, I want an Ethernet cable. I Ethernet cabled my system from the Starlink router to my coffee cup router to the Armada controller. Yeah.